I operated my business out of it, not my limousine business out of a checkbook, but I operated in my early 20s when I was on my own, when my mother wasn't helping me out of a checkbook, and it was very difficult. But I didn't really understand that until I actually had a CPA, and my CPA actually was someone I've known for a long time. I trusted him. I knew him from the time I was probably 13, 14 years old and started playing golf. And he kind of sat me down when I started Wild Bill's Texas Smokehouse with Bria, my wife, before we were married. So this was like in early 1996. Jeff Stewart was the name of my CPA and a very good friend. And he sat me down. He said, Bill, you're going to have a business partner now with Greg and Vivian Arts. And we had to show everything on a P&L, all of our expenses, all of our revenue. We had to factor in what our food cost was going to be. Like, you guys need to know your cost of operating, a vehicle. And that's when I was kind of really first introduced into a profit and loss statement. And it kind of just blew my mind and changed the way that I was managing cash, changed the way that, I was paying on terms with our food, and like ordering food from Cisco and Harris Ranch beef that would deliver our tri-tips and our turkeys and all that type of stuff. And it just gave me a better understanding of my business and where I was at from a cash standpoint, what receivables, I had coming in, and what my payables were that had to go out. And it really shaped a whole new mindset for me on how to not only manage that business, but even through to this day. And that's why now, in all of my businesses that I have now, and for about the last 7 to 10 years, I have P&Ls for every business no later than somewhere between the 5th to the 7th of the month, depending on where that 5th ends. And me and my wife sit down and we look at every one of those P&Ls. And that's something that we actually do on Faith Fridays. It's not always just about going to lunch and going shopping or doing whatever she wants to do. A lot of times we're sitting down and we may go have lunch, but then when you don't see us post anything for the rest of the day, then that's typically when we're going to be working and looking at P&Ls and doing financial analysis, because it's virtually impossible to manage cash flow out of a checking account. So the question was, did I manage my business out of my checking account? No, not in the limousine industry, but I did when I first got started. And I implore every one of you to have, you don't need to have a CPA, but you need to have somebody handling your books that can literally flesh out a P&L for you. And then you need to understand what you're looking at with a P&L. And if you don't understand, just do a quick Google search. It's pretty easy to get some education on that, or let me know and I'll help you understand it because I know how valuable it is for you. Hopefully that helps. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode of the Ask the Limo U Show. If you have a question for me, just leave a comment down below, or if you want to be featured, just shoot a really quick video on your iPhone and send it to me so that way I can showcase you on the next episode of the Ask Limo U Show.